Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I sincerely apologize for my lighting. This kids, I got one light, but apparently I got the wrong one because it was really tiny. Like, I don't know. I didn't have the sense to know that the bigger the light, the better the lighting, the better the brightness, right? I just thought, oh, maybe just it's just a small package. Maybe it's the same kind of um light, but they just put it in a smaller circle or whatever. That was my thinking, but apparently I'm wrong. So I got a light and it was um, tiny. I wasn't doing too much, and the kids ended up breaking it anyway. So I just got a bigger one now. So hopefully, moving forward from today, I will have better lighting and a better display. Okay, so today I decided to talk about. Oh, first of all, if you're new to my channel, my name is Chibuzor. I'm a parenting coach for autism. I have a son, Williams, with autism, and a daughter, Zita, who is neurotypical. She doesn't have autism. Okay, so in this channel, we just share tips about autism and basically just talk about, day to day stuff about autism. And if at the end of this video you feel like I blessed you or I gave you some tips that you didn't know before and you feel led to subscribe or follow, please go ahead and do that. But if I'm not your cup of tea, then then I totally understand. Okay, so something happened this week, right? Like I would, hi music, good to see you. You're always coming on my live. Bless you. So something happened this week, music. I found myself asking my children to do something over and over and over and over again, and they were becoming um, more disrespectful every time I would ask them to do something. Like it happened for a couple of days. I would ask my children to transition from one thing to another, and it would just be total arguments and sometimes even yelling, but not too much because we've worked on that a little bit. But it would be argument really. And it wasn't just Williams, it was my daughter Zita, and they would just argue with me every single time I told them to leave a particular task and do something else, or not leave a task, leave something that they enjoy doing. I mean, nobody likes to be told to leave what they enjoy doing, but I would think that at this point we've gotten to a routine where at a certain time in the morning, it's time to brush your teeth, it's time to get ready for school and all of that. So that was my expectation that that they would know these things. But for some reason, my kids were seriously very, very disrespectful to me this week. Like every time I told them to do something, it was arguments. And so at some point, I, 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 I lost control. Did I lose control? No, but I was frustrated, and I said to them, "Listen, if you guys are going to keep disrespecting me, we don't need to have this mother-children relationship. I don't have to be your mom, and you don't have to be my kids." Now, let me know in the comments what you think about that, because that's how I felt at the time. And I said, and then William said to me, first of all, there was shock, right? And then he said to me, "Mommy, you can't say that. You're supposed to love us." I'm like, "I do love you, but I also love myself." And then he says, "No, you're supposed to love us more than you love yourself." Oh, okay. Okay. So that's when I proceeded to give them a lecture. Okay. And I explained to them that there's no way I can love them more than I love myself. I know it sounds good when people say that. I know it sounds like the ethical thing to say or even the moral thing to say, but it's really not reality. There's no way you can love. I mean, I understand, okay, if somebody has to die, let it be me. If they need a kidney, I'll give them a kidney. If they need my eye, I'll give them my eye. I understand that. But when it comes to a constant form of abuse in the household, I have to be filled, first of all, before I can pour love into my children. Okay, that's how I look at it. So I explained to them that there is no way I'm going to be able to be the loving mother that I am if all I keep getting from you is disrespect. It's just not going to happen. You're just going to keep draining and draining me. So I asked them, do you think I'm a good mother? They said yes. Do you think I do everything I can for you guys to be comfortable and to feel loved? Yes. Now, if I wasn't doing these things, would you love me just the same? And they said no. And I said, exactly. If I wasn't the type of mother that would go out of my way to feed you when you're hungry, to buy the things that I feel like you need, when it's your birthday, make it fun, all of those things. If I wasn't that type of mother, if I was the type of mother that would ignore you, and when you're hungry, I say, oh, I'll be there, or I'm drunk somewhere, would you love me the same? No, you wouldn't. You have this much love for me because of how much love I pour into you. So love is a two-way street, right? And so after I had that conversation with them, I believe that they kind of understood where I was coming from. And the relationship has been better since then. But it made me realize that as parents, sometimes we do things to our children or with our children that end up being very toxic, because Williams can easily become a toxic autistic child if I do not explain things to him, or if I do not expect certain kind of behavior from him. If I take every way Williams wants to treat me, and first of all, he's a child, so I don't even understand why parents make excuses for their children and say, "Oh, he's autistic; he doesn't understand," and they accept abuse from their children, and they accept disrespect. First of all, how would your child understand if all you do is say he doesn't understand, and then you don't try to teach them different? It might take a while. It's different for every autistic child. It might take a while, but you have to constantly teach the right thing. You cannot brush it off and say, oh, he doesn't understand, leave him alone. And then the disrespect continues. Because what happens is that that child turns into an a toxic child, right? That can't even go around other people, and people don't want to be around your child, right? So it's very easy. It just made me realize how easy it is for people to become toxic just because of the people around them accepting their behavior. And I think I was led to talk about this because a lot of people are doing this. You guys know I'm an advocate for discipline, whatever child you have. Doesn't matter what their disability, right? You have to discipline your child. Of course, to the level that they understand. At one point, Williams didn't even understand discipline. So there was no, he didn't understand certain kinds of discipline, so there was no point using those kinds of discipline because you're not achieving the goal, because the goal of discipline is for them to understand that what they did is wrong and not to do it again, that kind of thing. But there has to be some kind of consequences for behaviors for every single child, for every person, because that's how life works, right? For me, if I do not work, I will not be able to feed my children, right? So that's the consequence. If I eat junk food every single day, I'm going to become overweight and I'm going to not be healthy. That's the consequence. So there's consequences for everything, and children need to learn this thing early on. Early on, they need to learn that there's consequences for everything, and there's rewards too. And I love the reward system. When you do something good, you give them rewards. That's awesome. When I go to work, I get paid, right? So I just wanted to share this and to reach out to whoever needs to hear this. So if you're hearing this and you think that this will bless someone, please go ahead and share it. Because believe it or not, a lot of parents are still making excuses why they cannot discipline their autistic child. Okay, why they cannot put in the effort. It's a lot of effort. It is. It's a lot of effort. I've seen parents that would rather brush their child's teeth, and this child's like 13, than have them try and you stand there and say, oh, okay, do the back. Because it's harder. It's harder to stand there and give instructions. When I want Williams to clean up his room, it's harder for me to stand and actually give him instructions on how to do, because I'm going to say, okay, pick up all the pencils. If I say clean up your room, you're just wasting your time. Okay, you're going to say pick up all the pencils. Okay, pick up all the papers. And, it just goes on like that, right? But it's so much harder to get that done. Instead of, it's easier for me to just come in and pick up all the stuff myself and be done with it. I'm telling you, it's so much easier. But it's harder to train your child, and but you have to do it, right? You have to do it. That is the work of a parent. So this is to say, please, parents, we cannot allow our children to continue to be toxic towards us. We have to explain to them why that's not acceptable, and we have to expect better from our children. Again, depending on the level of your child. But this is very, 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 very important. We cannot continue to take disrespect and abuse from children in the name of autism. Let's stop doing that, because someday you're not going to be around to take care of that child, and that child will have to deal with the society, and people will not take that from your child. Okay, so, and basically it's just, you want to groom a well-rounded person, really. You want to groom someone who just is respectful, even if they don't need people to take care of them, but they themselves are respectful and understand respect and expect to be respected as well. That's just how the society works. I don't know why people think that you can love people unconditionally no matter what they do. It's good to hear and it's good to say, it sounds really good and all of that, but let me tell you, even when God loves us, he doesn't want us to keep going around shooting people or going around being mean to people. He expects us to change. He says, come as you are. Yeah, but when you come, he expects you to begin to change and begin to be a better person. And that's God. And we're not even God. Okay. I'm not God. I'm trying to be as good as God, but I know I'm not going to get there until I die. Okay. So for people, it's unrealistic to think that you can love your spouse, your children, whoever, unconditionally, no matter how they treat you. Please, let's stop defending that narrative. It's not correct. It's not healthy. You're just going to deplete yourself and end up being miserable and having depression, basically. Okay. I hope I made my point. Thank you for watching. Music, thank you for watching. You're always live. Thank you so much for everyone that watches this on replay. Just leave me a comment and say #replay. Nobody leaves me that comment. You guys leave me a comment and say #replay. And like I said, if you enjoy this content, go ahead and subscribe or follow, depending on what social media you're on, and then share it if you think this will bless someone. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Oh, wait. Let me call the kids. Williams and Zita! Get over here! Hold on. Guys? Come on, hurry. You don't eat it? Mm-hmm. Oh, that was fast. Where's Wells? Wells!
He hasn't finished his own meal. He only finished his chocolate.
He finished his chocolate. Sit over here so you can sit over there. Okay.
But they still see me sitting over here.
Whoa. Yeah, it's kind of opposite over there, right?
Yeah.
So today I was
over here.
Today I was telling them about the conversation we had where I told you. If you're talking and I'm talking, how will they hear me?
Drop it.
Okay, I guess we should just turn it off then.
No.
Okay, let me say this. So today I was telling them about the conversation we had where I was telling you guys that you can't be disrespectful to me if you want me to still be your mom, right?
Yeah.
And that I try my best to be a good mom, right?
Yeah.
Do I try my best to be a good mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to try your best to be good kids to me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So that's what I was talking about today. So, all right, you guys, thank you for watching. Wells, go ahead and turn it off.
All right, turn it off.
Thank you for watching. Turn it off right now.
Thank you for watching.
Stop promoting channels that are not
Mommy,
existing.
where is it?
I showed you the last time. End broadcast.
To learn and teach Mamma Mia put together.
End broadcast over there.
Thank you for watching Zita Mamma Mia. And remember to subscribe to Zita Mamma Mia. Zita Mamma Mia.
Oh, Jesus. Click on the left.
Mamma Mia. Zita Mamma Mia.
Okay, I'll do it.
Also learn too.
There it
Zita
was.
Mamma Mia.
Zita.